welcome back to Lehigh River Subdivision. I'm Ian, and today we're going to do end scale layout update number 27. But first, before we hop into the layout information, I would like to thank everyone who has subscribed to the channel in the last few months. It's been 5 months since I did a layout update, and for my real fan videos, I usually don't hop in front of the camera, I just bring you the trades. So with that being said, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed from modeling content from some older videos that have been watched, and the people that have come on board from rail fanning videos. I appreciate it. I know rail fanning is not for everyone, I know modeling is not for everybody, but watch what you like, and I appreciate your time. So with that being said, I'd like to thank everyone for getting me. I'm up to 920 subscribers, I believe, as of recording this intro, and that's awesome. I never expected any of that, so that's really cool. So if I hit 1,000, we'll do some type of contest. I got some things in mind, and hopefully it takes a little bit time so I can recoup some funds so I can do some type of nice contest. I have some plans, but that's neither here or over there, or whatever they say. So layout. Last layout update. I reworked the bridge in the winter. We washed it. I showed you a little bit on how I did the wash. I did the stone wall over here in the last layout update. I showed you how this was bumped out for the track and started putting foam in for the river. Made some changes up here. We're going to take a look at that and the yard. So that is coming up in this episode. And if you haven't noticed, this blue, which some of you may have noticed in some of the rail fan videos, but we'll take a look at that as well. So I'd just like to thank everyone. I appreciate all your support, your time, and your nice comments that you leave on the videos. So with that being said, let's hop in to the layout update. Okay, one thing I want to show you guys I've gotten done since the last update. I had started painting blue on the backdrops using craft paint. Well, I went and picked up a gallon of, I don't know the exact blue. I got to look for the swab. I misplaced it. But anyway, I got a gallon of paint and I started painting. So I stopped here by my work area. I painted across there, the backdrop there, this backdrop, the wall over there. Cameron's here watching the trains. Say hi, Cam. He's in awe right now. So as we work our way around, so you can see how it kind of brightened it up in here quite a bit. We move around, you can see that I got the blue on the backdrop, and this side the wall starts at blue by the electrical box and comes over. And the only reason I didn't paint this section is we get some water seeping in by this window here, and it's ruined the paneling. So I have two windows upstairs in Cam's, well, not Cam's room, our spare bedroom, that I want to get replaced, that weren't replaced before. All the other windows on the second floor were but those two. And there's a window in the living room. So sometime this winter I hope to get a price to replace this window, and there's another one right there, and then all the other windows upstairs, get them all replaced. So that would be nice. So that's why that ain't painted blue there yet, but I painted the blue up the stairs, and then I painted blue back in here. Now I didn't go all the way down because I'm probably going to use a different color and do like a two-tone, maybe two-tone, maybe put up some chair rail. But I just wanted to show that I went ahead and painted the blue in here, which is a bit nice for when I get down to do some rail fanning shots. It brightened it up a lot in here. Hey guys, in the last layout update, I showed how I put some of this in to build up the river for when we get to the point where I want to start doing the riverbed and painting in the river. I got to this point with raising it up. So I still have this section down. This section is probably going to be a little bit lower than this one because I do plan to do this in 2 separate pours, at least 2 separate pours. But what I was basically doing to make these pieces was taking one, laying it out, kind of tracing it over, looking down, and it's a slow process. And then I had a little bit of an epiphany today on a way to kind of speed it up. So that's what I wanted to show you here. So to come up with a template, I decided, what if I just take a piece of paper like this that's squared up with what I got here, and then we're going to press it down in, and all I'm going to do is push hard against the edges of where the flat part that's here ends, making sure it doesn't slide and move on us, so we get a pretty accurate trace here. And just like that. So what I'm going to do is go off camera and cut this out with the scissors now. But as you can see, that's what it gives me. Okay, so we got our piece of paper cut down, and we're just going to lay it in here and see. Perfect. That'll lay perfectly flat in there. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and take that piece of paper, lay it on the foam that I'm using, and trace it out and cut it out. And as you can see, we went ahead and traced it out on our piece of foam. So we're going to cut this out, and then we'll show you laying it in place, and then I'll just repeat the steps till it's built up. And once it's built up high enough, we'll move to the next section, another piece of paper, make another template. It's simple as that. I wish I would have did this for the top half, but yeah, you live and you learn. So that's my little tip, and we'll be right back with. All right, so here's our piece of foam now that it's all cut out. And we'll just lay it in and boom, like a glove. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process, and we'll be back when I build this section up. Okay, so as you can see, I got 3 pieces here total. And these 3 pieces will fill out this section. And these aren't glued down yet from, let me see how far. This section and this section aren't glued down yet. So what I'm going to do is continue cutting, and I'll glue this all at once. But that's why this is sticking up. They're exactly the same height. So, and the only reason I was worried about the height with them is because this is different size foam than what I used up there. But I tried to do the math calculations, and I guess I did them right for once. So I'm going to continue the process. I don't know how far I'll get. But that's basically how I'm going to continue to do this now, because that was way quicker than what I was doing before by a lot. So just want to share that little tip. And as you can see now, I have the whole river built in, coming over to here, and this is where I ran out of foam, so I'm gonna have to get some more of that from the Dollar General or Dollar Tree, wherever I picked that up, and do it for this last little section, and then I'll glue it all in at one time. So just wanted to show you guys that that's how the river is starting to look. So one other thing I've started working on is planning out for the Whitehaven Tunnel back here. What I've come up with so far is this is going to be the northbound, well, the north ended portal, railroad wise. I started marking out where I want my slope. And actually the track slopes up to the hill at the north portal, and then it has a flat front and then 2 slight wing walls that come out on an angle. So I started marking that out and figuring out. So what I want to do is this area in the front I want to use for industry, but I don't want it to feel like it's part of Whitehaven here or part of where the track comes out of the tunnel over here. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be a mountain that's going to come down into here, and that's going to create the backside of Whitehaven and break this portion of the layout up from this upper portion, which will have a little industry area, because if I step back here, I still have to put a piece in to round the corner out. So I'll have room to bring that over and still have room for maybe an industry in that little bit of area there, along with up here. So as I started doing that, I started looking this way on the layout. And I have all that extra room behind where the double tracks come through. And I just can't come up with an idea of what to do back there. It's not going to look out of place. So I said I couldn't come up with a plan that didn't look out of place. And then it kind of all hit me. So basically, we're at Whitehaven Tunnel here. Whitehaven, the Lehigh Gorge. So I just want to keep going up the Reading and Northern line. So I figured out how to use up the space that was back there by rerouting the main line. So let's take a stroll through this and I'll explain. So this is the north portal of Whitehaven Tunnel. After Whitehaven, the tracks end up through Glen Summit. This is going to be our Glen Summit in this curve. Glen Summit has a S-bend in it, or some type of curve, so that'll work. As we come out, the branch line that's going to serve the industries over here, this is going to be Crestwood. Crestwood's right before Pentecopp's Yard and between Glen Summit. Well, I don't have the room to do that, so we're going to move Crestwood over into here. So now we figured that out. This is the branch line. When you come into Pentecopp's, there's 3 tracks before the yard starts to build. So we got our 3 tracks. Across from Pentecopp's yard, if we would be looking this way in real life, there's a series of houses and a road. I have enough room to fit my road and houses up against the back, and we could do some forced perspective stuff there to have real fun with getting a really detailed scene. And then we'll continue. So that's the branch. That comes right in off the yard. There's the switch off the main to the yard. That double crossover will go right here once I have stuff to wire it in. And then here the yard starts and goes up to the 5 tracks. Now I have some work to figure out on how if I'm gonna keep the other 3 tracks, what I'm gonna do. So nothing has changed on the yard on this end yet. I'll figure that out. But I'm really happy with what I came up with for over here, which might get some industries that'll come back off of that branch. But actually it'll flow and makes more sense. Because I wanted industries down there, but then to have industries on the opposite side of the main here, and then I couldn't do the scenery I wanted. So now I can get more of a proto-freelance of what I'm aiming for. And I kind of like the way it looks, and I've tested a few trains through there and everything works fine. So that is the update on the Whitehaven Tunnel area up here and the yard. So I kind of have a full game plan on scenery from this section all the way down through the gorge on that side of the layout now. Alright, so with that being said, that's going to conclude this layout update. I'm going to throw in a bonus clip here after this of me and my brother felling a tree at work. I figured I'd add it in here if anybody be interested to see what I do every day before I come home and play with the trains. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for watching, and I'll probably throw a train or 2 in at the end as well. Alright, thanks everybody. We'll see you down the tracks. you.